Hi, this video is on the crucial topic of signing in, and we've built 6 different methods to make it easy for you. I'm going to walk you through each of the 6 one by one. There's also a detailed PDF guide. I think you're going to be thrilled by what you see. So let's get into it. You can see that I'm on the student sign-in page on the dashboard here. All of our sign-in mechanisms are on this page. The first one we're going to go with is copy class sign-in link. If I go ahead and click this, I'm going to get a link copied to my clipboard. I can open a new tab, I can enter that link, and it's going to immediately take me to the class sign-in page. There may be a little loading time depending upon how many students you have. Once I'm here, I'm going to see a list of the students in this class, one of which is me. I'm not Aretha Franklin, but I'm pretending. I'm going to click on her tile. That's going to successfully sign in Aretha. If I did click on the wrong tile, I can go ahead and say that's not me. It'll reload and I can choose another tile. If I go ahead and say let's make music, I'm all the way signed in. So this is a really brilliant method. A single link, it requires no typing from the students. It gets your whole class going in a matter of seconds, even if they've never logged into MusiQuest before. And it doesn't just work on the web. If you see down here in the bottom right hand corner, I'm holding up an iPad. If I go ahead and click this link, it's going to take me on my iPad out of my email into that same class sign-in page. In fact, this is a slightly larger, different class. So all of these mechanisms do work on both the iPad and the web. I'm not always going to hold the iPad up because that was a little goofy, but this is a really brilliant mechanism using this link. The second method is also a class sign-in approach for a slightly different scenario. Here, our students are already at the sign-in page. Let's say that you had a class that was using your set of Chromebooks or your set of iPads, and now you're transitioning between classes. They've signed out. New students are coming in. You want those students to get going quickly, of course, and if they have to type in their information, it might slow things down, or one or two of them might forget. We'll cover that later. But they're at the student sign-in page, and instead of using the copy class sign-in link, you can hit this sign-in button. And when you do, it's going to toggle on, you'll see stop, and it's going to bring up these students again. So that goes from the student sign-in page to the tiles where they can click in to sign into their profile. I'm going to say that's not me here, just so I can show you. If I click stop here, it'll toggle off. This will go back to the student sign-in page. So really powerful method as well. Once your students are, if you are one-to-one, you won't use this because they'll always be signed in. But if you are transitioning students between devices, this is a great method. Now, the third method I want to show is the teacher key. This is your most traditional MusiQuest method. So I'm going to log out here, which, by the way, you can always do as a teacher, and show this from the start. If I go over here on the student sign-in page, I see my unique teacher key. And I can either copy that by highlighting it, or I can just hit this copy key button. Then on MusiQuest itself, on both the iPad and the web version, there's this sign-in drop-down. So you can distribute that 6-character key to your students, have them enter it, press the next button, and they're into that student sign-in page that you're familiar with, right? So now their devices have been linked with your educator account, which is the key to allow you to manage how they sign in from there, and also their data and more. At this point, students can always manually enter their information. Aretha Franklin sings, and that means I can go ahead and press next here, and I'll log in all the way. The log out is up here in the top right, and when they do, they come back to the student sign-in page. So the teacher key is your most traditional method of sign-in. They type a 6-character key, that makes it quick to get associated with your school. Then they type and enter all their information, and it works every time as long as your kids remember, which is not a given, we know. That takes me to the next method, which is the school sign-in link. This link is an immediate way to associate a new device with your school. So you can see I'm in a signed out state here. I'm just going to copy this link up there in the URL and paste it. And it's going to take me in under my demo school to that student sign-in page. So in some ways, this and the teacher key are two different flavors to get to the same place. The teacher key requires typing, the link does not. You can bookmark this link and kids can just click it and they'll immediately be into the application. You can also add it to the dock on Chromebooks. It takes out that typing step and you can share it with every kid in your school. And again, this link will work on iPads as well. So that's a powerful method. There's an even stronger link method that is a little more complicated in its execution, which is this create student sign-in links. And this is really brilliant functionality, but it works best if you have an Excel on your computer. You'll see that when I click this create student sign-in links, this purple bar comes up, or blue, depending upon your color spectrum. I don't have the sophistication to get the right color on it, really. I can click here to download the links. That's going to give me this file, which I can open on my computer. Now, if you're on a Mac and you don't have Excel, this is going to open in Numbers, and you're going to observe that the links actually get a little bit broken because of how Macs handle these things, which is really unfortunate, but true. You can go into the cell and copy the link and then go ahead and paste it, and it will work completely. So now I'm going from an entirely signed out state all the way to a successful sign-in for Montana Harrisburg with no other steps. And again, Montana's link is the link that I copied here. So this is terrific because it even takes out that step where you see the tiles of other students' names, and all you do is you just go right into your profile, let's make music, and you're in. The only hazard is, making sure that you've got the links copied correctly, and then that you distribute them effectively. You can post these for, the whole school hypothetically, but any student would be able to potentially type, click into another student's link. Do you want to send them all individually to your students? That's your choice. In any case, this is a very powerful mechanism to log in, and it can be accessed via the create student sign-in links here, and you can do this for multiple classes, no problem. Let me close that out. Actually, that's stuck behind me. Let me slide myself out, and there, that's gone. All right, last mechanism here, sixth sign-in method. Sometimes you have a student who is straggling. Let's say you normally do the teacher key, and students remember their information pretty well. They sign in, they sign out, no problem. But on any given day, a kid might not recall, and you don't want to stop and have the class get slowed down by that student. This is where the teacher-assisted sign-in mechanism comes in. And you can see down at the bottom of the student sign-in page, we have available devices. And at this moment, we have one device that's available, number 5606. Sure enough, that's this device right here that's on the student sign-in page. So let's say you're walking around the class and you notice Jimmy, is not on top of it for whatever reason. Well, you could talk with Jimmy, or or try to recall Jimmy's details, but you also just might not have time for that. In which case, on your iPad or on your classroom computer, you can use the dashboard to say 5606 actually is, which student is it? And choose that student from this list right here. I don't think I have a Jimmy, so I'll just say it's Elijah. Sign Elijah in. And over here, after a second, there it is. Successful sign-in for Elijah Barnes. Let's make music. And he's all the way into the program. So this is a really nice way to sort of do classroom management. If students are fiddling around or just forgetting their details, you can see that he's signed in there. And it's really just that easy with this sign-in button. I know that's a lot of material, and I hope you're excited by it. 6 different sign-in mechanisms. The class sign-in mechanisms, the 2 of those are really brilliant, great options, and you should go for those. But there's the tried and true teacher key. There's the school link, which will take you to the sign-in step for your students. There's the individual student links, which are really brilliant and just can be a little finicky. And then there's even the teacher-assisted sign-in. Let us know if we can do more, and I hope you see that we have really worked hard to make it easy to get into MusiQuest so that your students can spend their time creating and learning and not dealing with sign-in. Thank you.